Hi guys, and welcome back to another video game with the powers. I'm Jake, and in today's video, I'm bringing you some more Barbaric content. Now, I want to continue to provide content for the board game Barbaric, guys, because I love this game. I'm super passionate about this game. You know, this game has instantly rose into my top 10 games of all time. But I do believe this game is not at retail. There are no plans to bring this game to retail because it is a small Thai-based company that created this one. But however, you still can pre-order this game, I do believe. So I will drop a link down in the description below if you would like to pre-order this game if you're interested in this one. Now, there's been a lot of ups and downs about Barbaric. I've seen online with a bunch of different content creators about how expensive it really is. But look, the production value is fantastic and phenomenal. And there's like 3 different boxes, like part 1, part 2, part 3. Those are just different, they're all basically core boxes, right? So we have the Barbaric After the Apocalypse, which is core box number 1. You have Into the Jungle, which is core box number 2. And then you have Heart of the Grand Canyon, which is core box number 3. So my hope over the next 12 or 15 videos I produce on Barbaric is to showcase one specific rider and one specific gear, simulate some of their play style and how it's going to work in a solo gameplay, but to just give you a kind of idea of all the different riders and gears that are coming in each of the different core boxes to see if you guys, you know, don't want to go all in. I understand that's a lot of money. That's like $350 to $400. But if you want to try one core box, which I definitely recommend you do, you will have all this video content to know which core box is right for you. All right, guys. Well, look, I will go ahead and link my review of Barbaric, or my in-depth review of Barbaric up here so you guys can take a look at that if you're interested to see kind of the total aspects of the game. But today we are going to be featuring Kira the Assassin and Genbu the Immortal Shield. So let's go ahead and jump down to the table where we got everything set up, ready to go. All right, guys, we are down here at the table where we have everything set up for our solo playthrough of Barbaric After the Apocalypse. Now, as I had mentioned in my previous video, guys, this is not the entire board. There is a section of the board that is cut off, and because of camera view and camera space, right, I am actually putting some of this stuff on the board itself. So my player boards down here is taking up a section of the board down here. All the way up top, you are completely missing the the monster board and some more content as well. But like I said, the monster is always going to stay the same in these playthroughs, so I feel like after a while you guys don't need to really see the monster board and what's really going on there. The main focus is going to be on our rider and our gear down here in the corner, and then what they're doing kind of up top over here. All right, guys, well, let's go ahead and jump right in. So we will start off with, let's take a look at Kira the Assassin. All right, so this is an night owl, I do believe. They're gonna have a lot of abilities with shadows that's gonna prevent damage, almost like the moon elf in Dice Throne, if you guys are familiar with this. So the masteries here: Night Reaper, when Kira deals damage during the night, increase that damage by 1. Shinobi, when Kira takes damage, discard 1 shadow to avoid damage completely. So that is our rider, and nice old look at Kira the Assassin right there. And then you can see we have Genbu the turtle. All right, the Immortal Shield. So Genbu right here, the Immortal Shield, his mastery: after Genbu takes damage, Genbu regains 1 shield. Vortex Master, when using Title Trap, increase the number of Title Trap placed by 1. So we have them set up ready to go. Let's take a look at some of their special status cards. So Genbu is going to have 2 tokens. One is Title Trap. So when a character moves into a space containing a Title Trap token, they take the amount of damage indicated on the card that placed the token and inflict them with Vortex token. Then the Title Trap is discarded. Vortex. A character with a Vortex gains the following ability. The character's player cannot move using the move action during their turn. When the character uses a gear action on their turn, discard the Vortex token. So that's what our man Genbu is all about right here. And then we have Kira. All right, so His special status is Shadows. So a character with a Shadow token gains the following ability when the character takes damage. You may discard a Shadow token to roll the monster die. If the result is 5 or 6, avoid damage completely. You may use this ability any number of times. Then he also has 2 special conditions. Direct damage, which is going to be on some of his cards. When an effect allows you to deal direct damage to a target, that damage may not be allocated to the target's shields, and it must be allocated to the health. And then at night, some effects grant a bonus when they are useful at night. If this occurs, apply the bonus when resolving the effect. So that is Kira in Genbu. So Kira is kind of cool because he is going to have abilities at night where he might do more damage or different effects. He can use his shinobi to kind of go into the shadows. Genbu is going to be placing these tidal traps around, kind of manipulating the water of the area. All right, guys. So as always, in a typical game of oh, let me get my resources here. I actually get 1 food, 1 scrap, and 1 fuel. As always, in a solo or in a typical game of Barbaric, you are going to choose 2 starting cards for your rider and your gear. So I have chosen Shadow Clone right here. So use the search action, gain 1 shadow. At night, Kira will heal 1 health, all right? The upgraded version of this is gain 1 additional shadow. The next one, throw kunai. So deal 1 damage to the first target in each line, a max of 3 targets. At night, increase the damage by 1. The level 2 is increased damage by 1. For Genbu, we have Tidal Trap. So use the search action, place 1 Tidal Trap, which is 1 gadget damage on the map. Level 2, increase the gadget damage by 1. And Vortex Strike. Use the move action, then deal 1 damage to the targets, max of 2, and inflict them with Vortex. All right. Level 2 is increase the damage by 1. So those are the 4 starting cards I have chosen. I do have my deck of cards down here off the side. And we are pretty much ready to jump right in. So let's go ahead and start with and actually, you know what I might do, guys, because I'm not using a whole section of this. I might actually bring the monster board down a little bit. So just you guys can see kind of the tidbit here of the monster board. Or actually, you know what I could do? I could actually bring the monster board here and you guys could see a little section of it. All right. Let me know if you guys like that or not. On the monster board, of course, we have our frenzy level, our minion tracker, and then in the solo mode, he is going to have a shield that I need to deal 3 damage to before I'm able to actually activate one of his kind of disruptions here. And actually what I'll do is show you guys this monster board real quick so you can kind of see what is going on here. So like I said, we're gonna have our minion tracker. Every time we defeat a minion, this is gonna go up. Here's just a little dial that I have to keep track of the shields. Here is the stats of the monster and minions and kind of what will happen right here when I do roll that monster die. And then there is his frenzy level. So we'll put him up here and hopefully you guys will like that a little bit better. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like the Komogon off the screen where it's just a play area, or do you actually like having the Komogon on the screen here? Because I will need to make room for some of these action cards. Okay. So first thing we need to do is go into the event phase. The initiative phase is not is skipped in the solo mode. Let's see what our first thing. During this round, all skills have their damage reduced by 1. That's kind of unfortunate here. So that is the event phase. We now go into the preparation phase where I can learn a skill or spend one of my resources to take a specific action. I can spend a gas canister to move, a gear to gain 2 shields, a food to gain 2 health, or either I can spend any one of these to draw 2 cards from my deck. But I think what I'm gonna do to start off, guys, is we are gonna play this Tidal Trap card. We're gonna learn this Tidal Trap skill, so I will need to spend 1 scrap in order to learn this. So I'm gonna put this up here. We will spend our scrap, all right. And that is going to be my preparation phase. Moving into the action phase now, I get 1 gear action and 1 rider action and 1 gear action. So obviously right away, guys, the easiest thing is to do this Tidal Trap. So I will use my energy token here, flip it over on my title trap. So title trap is use the search action, okay? So I am on this starting space here. It is a gas canister, so I will search and gain myself a gas canister. And then now it is place one title trap on the map. So the range here is going to be 3. So within 3 spaces of me on one singular space, I can place this title trap. And so I have this little title trap token here. And I think my best spot is actually here because it's 1, 2, and 3. So I will put a title trap token right there. So when this monster decides to act, he's gonna run right into my title trap. Now, my rider action, I don't have a rider skill, but I think I will search. All right, I will use the search action to generate another gas canister, okay? These gas canisters are good to kind of move around the map and give me a little bit of flexibility. So that is my action phase. We'll now go into the, I believe it's the upkeep phase. So I'd get my tokens back, I'll flip my tokens back over, and then I will draw one card from my deck, which is Sunglasses, all right? So this is gain 2 shadows. Until the end of the turn, all of Kira's skills are treated as if played at night, all right? So that is what I have. And then real quick, just a reminder, guys, on the cards in my hand. So any card that is going to have a resource cost, I pay that resource, and that is a skill, that is a learned skill card, right? These cards right here, all right, I can only use these cards with sub-stamina or sub-energy tokens. So they are these extra tokens that I'll get by getting experience. So whenever I use one of these particular cards, I generate experience. So because I use this title trap on my turn, I would move my dial up, which is going to give me experience, which also gives me more shields or more health as I go throughout the game. So technically, I'm a little late on that. Whenever you activate the card is when you rotate your dial. So throughout the course of the game, you use these skills, you gain experience, you gain more of these sub-stamina and sub-energy tokens to play these particular cards, all right? So like I said, that is the conclusion of my action phase. I've done my upkeep phase. Now in the solo mode, the monster is going to take a turn during the nighttime. So let's see what this particular monster does. And I'll just put the deck over here to the side and let's see what they're gonna do. All right, so we have Spiked Carapace. All right, it's a promo card. Place this card next to the monster board. After this, the monster gains an ability. When the monster is attacked by a character in an adjacent space, deal 1 damage to the attacker. All right, so he's got some spikes on him that he is going to reflect the damage back to us. So that is the monster phase. He is only going to do the monster action in the monster action phase. So now we will take it back up to the night phase. So we will draw a new event card. This is La Nina. During this round, players cannot use the first aid action. All right, that is irrelevant to us. So let me see. Do I have anything with gas? I got a vortex strike. I got food. I already used my scrap. You know what? I might use my food and learn Shadow Clone here. So I will spend my food. I will learn Shadow Clone. So use the search action, gain 1 shadow. At night, Kira heals 1 health. All right. So we will place this right here. And that is my preparation phase. So going into the action phase right here, this is interesting because I'm still just kind of hanging out. So I think what I might do is let's use Genbu again. All right, use the search action to generate a gas canister. And I get to place a title trap on the map. I'm thinking my best bet is, let's go right here in this particular spot. All right, and then I will gain a experience. This will unlock a sub-stamina token for me. And then let's go ahead and use the Shadow Clone. So use the search action again. So I gain another canister. I will gain an experience, and then I gain 1 shadows, okay? Now remember, shadows allows me to, whenever I take damage, I can roll a dice. If I roll a 5 or 6, avoid that damage completely. I'm at full health, so I wouldn't gain full health. All right, that is going to be the end of my turn here. So I will gain my tokens back. All right, I will draw a card, and we have Shield Generator. All right, target regain shields equal to half of their maximum rounded up. Okay, interesting. Now, we are in the night phase, so we're going to take a full monster turn. So the first thing is going to be the monster. So let's see what we got. Ruthless Tail. Perform a move toward the character with the least damage, then attack all adjacent targets. So the monster stats right now are 1 move, 2 attack, and 1 range. So he's going to perform a move towards the character with the damage, which is me, least damage. So he will move 1 into my space with the title trap. So he is going to take 1 damage for moving into the space with my title trap, and then he is going to get a vortex token. Now, in the solo mode, the way the vortex tokens is going to work is the monster must accumulate 2 vortex tokens. Once he has 2 vortex tokens, whenever he would need to move, he would not move. The vortex tokens would be discarded. Okay, so he is attacking all adjacent targets. I am not in range because this is a range of 1, so he will not attack. We would move into the minion phase now, where our minions would attack. They have 0 movement, 1 range, and 1 health. So they are not attacking because nobody's adjacent to them. All right. We would then go into the, I believe it's like respawn. Let me double check. I always forget this last one, what the last part of the phase is on this one. This is going to be, let me see. Sorry, guys. Respawning minions and frenzy level. So the minions would respawn 1 per player. So if any minions were gone, I would respawn at least 1. And then we are going to remove the top frenzy level of the monster, which is going to give the monster +1 movement now. Okay, that is the conclusion of our night phase. Okay, back up top into our day phase. We have the next event card, Wild Thieves. Each player chooses and discards 1 of their resources. All right, well, thankfully, I have an abundance of resources. I got a bunch of gas canisters, so we are going to do that. And then now we move into the preparation phase. So I don't really have, Vortex Strike is a gas canister. I can move and deal damage. I think I might actually move here with a gas canister. So spend a gas canister to move. And then we're just going to continue with kind of my plan that I had before. So that is my preparation phase. We now move into the action phase. I think what I'm going to do is use the title trap again. All right. So I will gain 1 experience. I have now hit a mastery. So I can choose one of these 2 masteries to be able to use. So Protector, after Genbu takes damage, regain 1 shield, or Vortex Master. When using Title Trap, increase the amount of Title Trap placed by 1, which I definitely want our Vortex Master right there. And then I can play a Title Trap out, and I will place a Title Trap, you know what, right there in front, in case this guy gets crazy. And I also missed the search action. So this is a wild search action. So I can get any resource space that I would like. And I do want scraps to be able to put this throw kunai out here. So I will generate my scrap. So that was my gear action. My rider action, I'm going to do Shadow Clone. So I will search again and grab me another scrap here. I do gain 1 shadows, the max of 2 shadows I can hold, and then I will generate another experience, which will give me a sub stamina token. All right, so that's what we have there. And that is the end of my turn. So I'll gain these particular tokens back, draw a card. Let's see what we get. Shadow Kunai. So when Kira deals damage, you may discard up to 2 shadows to increase the damage by the same amount. All right, that's actually pretty good. So that was the end of my turn in the day phase. The monster is going to go. So we have Furious Fangs. Target the character with the most damage, move toward, then attack the target. All right, so the monster would move towards the target here. So he is moving onto the space with the title trap here. So he will take 1 damage and get a vortex token. So he's got 2 damage on him right now, 1 more, and we can activate his disruptions. However, he will attack me. So we are in the day phase. Let's see. I don't have anything. When I deal damage, that's just a generator vortex strike, and that just gives me gain shadows. All right, so I got 2 shadows. So I will use one of my shadows to try and see what happens here. All right, so I rolled a 1. All right, I don't know if you guys can see that. I rolled a 1, so that this will go away. And you know what? I'm going to try one more time, spend my last shadow, and see what I get. I get another 1. So, womp womp. Both my shadows are gone, but that's okay because I have that card to get 2 shadows back. So, I am taking 2 damage. I think what I'm going to do here is put 1 damage on Genbu in the shields and 1 damage on Kira. All right, 1 damage on Kira for my 2 damage. So, that is the conclusion of the monster phase. So we'll go into the night phase now. And we have an SOS. Place a survivor token on every survivor space on the map that does not contain 1. All right, all the survivor tokens are already on the map. And let's see what I want to do now. I think what I might do... Oh man, this is interesting here because... I can move up and take out some of these minions. I think that's what I might do and him at the same time. That might be the best thing, but in order to move, I can't. I wish I had played this a little bit better, actually. Okay, so I think I will learn the skill Throw Kunai. All right, we're gonna learn this skill Throw Kunai right here. So I need to discard 1 scrap. So we'll put the Throw Kunai right there, discard 1 scrap. That is my preparation phase. Moving into the action phase, I think what I'm gonna do is spend my main rider action to move. So move into an unoccupied space. So I would move right here. And then I will spend that was my gear action, my rider action of Throw Kunai. Okay, so the way the targeting works here is initially I have a fan attack. All right, so my fan out in front of me would be, I believe, this space, and this space. No, that's not my fan. It's here, here, here. So it's these 3 spaces, this space, and this space is my fan. Now it says this has a range of 2. Okay, so also in a direct line of me, all right, there is a space of 2 as well, okay? So I can hit, essentially, my fan, this space, and then directly away from me, 2 spaces, so I can hit these 2 minions and our big bad right here. So I'm just gonna go in order down the line. So actually, let me throw my kunai. I get my mastery here, which is Night Reaper. So when Kira deals damage during the night, increase the damage by 1. So I have unlocked that. But I do believe I have to spend a stamina for that one. Let me see. When Kira deals damage during the night, increase the damage by 1. I actually don't think so. I think that might be a passive. Normally with these mastery guys, when you're doing something, you have to flip over the sub stamina token. I might still have to spend the sub stamina token for that one. Not completely sure there, but we will go ahead and go through all of this stuff, and I'm not going to do that yet. I can't remember order of operations here. Sorry, guys. We'll take out this minion first because I am dealing what does it say? Deal 1 damage to the first target in each line. At night, increase the damage by 1. So 2 damage to the minion. They only have 1 health. Whenever you defeat a minion, you roll a dice and you'll get that resource. So that is a scrap. Okay, scrap for me. Next, we will target our big bad. So 2 damage, which puts him at the threshold of 3. So I will roll the monster dice and let's see what he's doing. We have a 1. So this says stunned. Skips the next monster action in the monster phase. All right, so he is stunned, and then I would hit this minion behind him here for another resource die, which is a scrap. All right, we have another scrap right there. I killed 2 minions, so our minion tracker is going up to 2. And do I want to do anything else? Yes, I actually want to, I might actually keep that. Curious skills are treated during the night. I'm actually keep that for the next day phase. Okay, so that is going to be the end of my turn. All right, so get my stuff back. Draw a card. We have full restoration. Target regains all shields and removes all debuffs. All right. We would now go into the monster phase. However, our monster is stunned, so we will skip the monster action. We will go to the minions. Now they will activate, and nobody's near them, so they will attack. They will not attack. Then we will respawn our minions. So respawn 1 minion per player. So I'll put a minion down here. And then we are going to take off the next frenzy level, which now the minions are going to be moving 1 space. All right, guys. So I hope you're getting a good feel of the game so far. Again, if I made any mistakes, please put them down in the comments below. We have hailstorms. Each player must either discard 1 card or deal 1 damage to their character. Well, you know what? I can discard a card. I will discard shield generator right here. I'll discard that shield generator and let's go into my preparation phase. So I think what is really important to me here is really the ideal goal would be to do a vortex strike. All right, so this is going to be use the move action, then deal 1 damage to the targets, inflict them with vortex, increase the damage by 1. All right, I'm gonna need to spend a gas canister for that. All right, that kind of sets me up a little bit. That was my preparation phase. Let's go to, where am I at? He is going to activate. I'm a little worried about him because he's at 0 now. He won't be able to move because he's vortexed up. So I think, you know what I actually do? Let's spend my vortex strike. Let's spend my energy token on vortex strike. So use the move action. So I will move up here because remember I cannot move on these minion spaces. So use the move action, deal damage to the targets and inflict them with vortex. So my range right here is all around me. So there's nobody, so I'll just miss that. I will, however, generate another experience. And then I actually can take him out, or what I could do is gain shadows. I'm actually going to use my throw kunai here. So energy, deal 1 damage to the first target in each line. So here's my line right here. Here's my fan. And then 2 spaces directly away from me is this guy. So boop. We are not in the night phase, so I'm only dealing 1 damage, but they have 1 damage. So 3. Let me roll my resource die here. It is another scrap. All right, I got a lot of scrap here. And then I need to increase my experience counter. Okay. I do believe that is everything that I want to do because my sub energy, I can only spend cards from my hand on that. So you know what? I think we're going to end my turn right there, get my tokens back, draw a card, and we get ninjutsu. When Kira takes damage, reduce the damage by 1. At night, avoid damage completely. Okay, that's pretty cool. So that is the conclusion of my turn, the player phase in the day phase. monster will now go. So let's see what we do here. So we have Feral Howl. Perform a move towards the nearest character, then remove 1 rage token. All right, this is a promo card. So we have, oh, and also I forgot, mistake here. He did have this spiked carapace. Okay, so after this, the monster gains an ability. So when I attacked him with that melee card, I should have taken 1 damage. I forgot about that. I just realized that. Okay, so we are performing a move. However, he does have double vortex, so he does not move. However, we will then remove 1 rage token. So now the monster is going to do +1 damage. So we will move into the night phase now. All right, Freak Wave. Each player either draws 1 card or gains any 1 resource. Ooh, I'm gonna draw a card. I wanna show you guys some more Assassinate. All right, heal 1 health, deal 1 damage to the target. At night, deal direct damage to health instead. And then level 2 is increase this by 1. All right. We are in the preparation phase. I think what I'm going to do is use a... Ooh, do I have any double copies? Nope. All right. Let's use a gas canister to move. So I will move into here. All right. And that is my preparation phase. We're going to go into the action phase. And... Ooh, do I? This could be interesting here. Do I move in here? Or do I kind of keep going on the outside? I think what I might do is... 2 more minions dead. Let's try and work on our objective. So I would say let's use the Vortex Strike. So move action, move into here, deal damage to anybody around me, but there is nobody around me. And then I can use Shadow Clone to, actually let me get this up to 4. I get a sub energy token, and I can use Throw Kunai to take him out, or I can use Throw Kunai to really take him out, because the minions are going to move in. I should have used the Tidal Trap is what I should have done. Let me take that back. So ideally here, it would be the Tidal Trap. Okay, so I use the Tidal Trap. I use one of my sub energy tokens to do Vortex Master. So when using the Tidal Trap, increase the amount of Tidal Trap placed by 1. So I can ideally place 2 Tidal Traps. So here and here. All right, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And so that's that. And then I use the search action, which I'm here, so I get a gas canister as a search action. And then I think what I'm gonna do is hit the monster with Throw Kunai. So Throw Kunai, deal 1 damage to the first target in each line or directly across. At night, increase the damage by 1. I will use my sub stamina token to use Night Reaper. So when Kira deals damage in the night, increase the damage by 1. So she's hitting for 3. That's all 3 shields. So I immediately go into rolling the dice here for the monster, and we get a 6. All right, so that says perform a move towards the attacker, then counterattack. All right, boom, he's right there. He is going to counterattack, so he is hitting me for 3. And I'm gonna have to eat 3. So let's go 1, 2. So 3 shields and 3 on the health. Oof, that's rough. That is rough. And actually I should, well, actually no, I won't have to eat it, because if I, I think I didn't gain experience. If I gained experience, I would have technically got this. Then what I could have done is use this sub stamina, right? I could have used this sub stamina right here to play ninjutsu. When Kira takes damage, reduce the damage by 1 at night, avoid damage completely. So we are at night, so I would avoid that damage completely. So we'll reset everything back to where it was. Okay. So I think that is going to be the end of my turn right there. So let me get all of my particular tokens back. And let's go on to the monster phase here. So the monster is going to go, and we got a claw slash. So perform a move towards the nearest character, then attack the target. So he's staying where he's at. He's gonna attack me for 3. I don't know if I have, okay, I guess I might take that for 3. So that's 1, 2, and then 3, okay. Then we would go to the minions. So the minions would activate. So we'll go left to right. This dude will pop up in here for the title trap and he would die. All right, so this is gonna move the minion tracker up 1 and I get a resource of my choosing. I get food. All right. This minion is going to move, so he would move closest to me. He pops this trap, which would kill him. All right, so the minion tracker is at 5. Let me grab a resource die. That's a scrap. I need some more scrap over here. This guy would move here. This guy would move here, and he would die from the title trap. Okay. And I'd roll another resource dice. Let's see what we get. A gas canister. All right, so we get a gas canister, and we get a scrap from the last one. Okay. That's all the minions. We then respawn. So I will respawn a minion here. We would remove the frenzy level. So now the monster has +1 movement. And that would be the conclusion here of the night phase. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video right here. Again, my purpose of this is not to do a full playthrough of the game. It is just to show you a couple different rounds and turns, showcasing the specific rider and the gear, which is Kira and Genbu right here. So I hope you guys got to kind of see a little cool little preview of Genbu and Kira right here. Let's go ahead and zoom the camera down just a little bit closer so we can see some of these other cards in the deck here. So we got the Throw Kunai, the Whirlpool Wall. When Genbu takes damage, avoid damage completely, but inflict Genbu with Vortex. You've seen our ninjutsu already. We've got the title trap. Full Restoration, target regains all shields and removes all debuffs. Abyssal Zone, this is a promo card. When an enemy moves adjacent to a title trap, move them into the space containing the title trap. All right. Shield Generator, target regains shields equal to half of their maximum rounded up. Shadow Kunai, we've seen that. There is Whirlpool Wall, Assassinate, Vortex Strike, Shadow Clone, Sunglasses, and Abyssal Zone, right? So basically, guys, your Genbu is going to be all about placing these title traps around the board here and using Vortex to kind of stop the movement of the monster and maybe other players. And Kira over here is all about the night phase. When the night phase comes is really when you can stack on a lot of damage and do some really cool things with his shadows. All right, guys. Well, look, I hope you enjoyed this rider in gear showcase of Barbaric After the Apocalypse, which is core box number 1. In our next video, we are going to be taking a look at Moby Dick the Whale, and then I can't remember the name of the rider. It's the basically Cane Corso with the shield. Can't remember his name right now, but we're going to be taking a look at that rider in that gear next. If you guys enjoyed this content, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. Comment down below, what are your thoughts and opinions on Kira and Genbu, the Immortal Shield? Did you kind of like this little format of how I set it up? Or do you want the camera zoomed out a little bit more? Let me know if this worked for you. And as always, guys, if you're not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe so we can keep bringing you some more awesome content. All right, guys, have a great one. Bye.